Most people learn nutrition as a list of random rules. Eat this. Avoid that. Follow this diet. Cut that food group. And when the rules contradict each other, which they almost always do, people give up or hop to the next trend. The fitness industry spends billions of dollars keeping you confused, because a confused person keeps buying solutions. But here is the truth. Nutrition is not complicated. It has never been complicated. The complexity is manufactured. What actually exists underneath all the noise is a small set of principles that govern how your body uses food. Once you understand those principles, every diet, every food label, every nutrition claim becomes easy to evaluate. You stop needing to ask what is right. You can figure it out yourself. That is what this video gives you. Not rules. Not a meal plan. The actual system. In the next 12 minutes you will understand how nutrition really works. We will break nutrition into 5 parts. Part 1. Calories and energy balance, the foundation that controls body weight. Part 2. Protein, the most important macronutrient for muscle, recovery, and keeping you full. Part 3. Carbohydrates and fats, your 2 main energy sources and how to balance them. Part 4. Micronutrients, the vitamins and minerals that support every system in your body without providing calories. And Part 5. Real-world habits that make all of this work in your actual life, not in ideal conditions. Each part builds on the one before it. By the end you will have a complete picture. Calories are the foundation of nutrition. A calorie is simply a unit of energy. It measures how much energy a food provides to your body. Every macronutrient delivers a specific number of calories per gram. Protein provides 4 calories per gram. Carbohydrates also provide 4 calories per gram. Fat provides 9 calories per gram, more than double. Alcohol, if you consume it, delivers 7 calories per gram. These numbers never change. They are fixed by chemistry, not by food marketing. Your body uses this incoming energy for 3 things. First, your basal metabolic rate, the energy your body burns just to keep you alive while at rest. Breathing, heartbeat, organ function. This accounts for roughly 60 to 70% of your total energy use. Second, physical activity, everything from a gym session to walking to the kitchen. Third, the thermic effect of food, the energy your body uses to digest what you just ate. These 3 outputs together are your total daily energy expenditure. When your energy intake matches your expenditure, your weight stays stable. When you eat more than you expend, your body stores the excess as body fat. When you expend more than you eat, your body pulls from stored energy and weight decreases. This is called energy balance, and it governs every outcome related to body weight. No diet overrides it. Not keto, not intermittent fasting, not a juice cleanse. The mechanism changes. The rule does not. A useful starting point for most adults is somewhere between 1,800 and 2,500 calories per day depending on size and activity, but individual needs vary significantly. Track your intake for 2 or 3 days without changing anything. That number is your baseline. Then adjust by 200 to 300 calories in the direction of your goal and reassess every 2 weeks based on what actually happens. Before debating meal timing or food combining or any other detail, get your calorie intake right. It is the foundation. Everything else sits on top of it. Protein is the most important macronutrient for most people, and it is the one that is most often underconsumed. Let us be specific about what protein does. It is the primary building material for muscle tissue, connective tissue, enzymes, and hormones. Every single cell in your body depends on protein for its structure and function. When you eat protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids. There are 20 amino acids in total. 9 of them are essential, meaning your body cannot produce them on its own and must get them from food. Animal proteins, meat, fish, eggs, dairy, contain all 9 essential amino acids in the right ratios. This is why they are called complete proteins. Most plant proteins are incomplete, meaning they are low in 1 or more essential amino acids. This does not mean plant protein is bad. It means if you eat primarily plant-based foods, variety matters more. Combining different plant sources across the day covers all 9 amino acids. Beyond muscle, protein has the highest satiety effect of any macronutrient. It triggers the release of fullness hormones more effectively than carbohydrates or fat. This is why high-protein meals keep you full longer and reduce overall calorie intake almost automatically. Research consistently shows that people who eat more protein eat fewer total calories without trying to restrict. For protein intake targets, the evidence supports 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day for people who are physically active. For a 75-kilogram person, that is roughly 120 to 165 grams of protein daily. For sedentary individuals, the minimum is around 0.8 grams per kilogram, but most people benefit from going higher. Include a quality protein source in every meal. Aim for 25 to 40 grams per meal. Chicken, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, lentils, and tofu are all solid options. Protein powders are a convenient tool when food intake falls short, but they are not superior to whole food sources. Fix the food first. Then use supplements to fill specific gaps, not to replace the habit. Carbohydrates and fats are your body's two primary energy sources. Understanding how each works removes most of the confusion people have about dieting. Carbohydrates break down into glucose, which is your body's preferred fuel for high-intensity effort. The brain runs almost exclusively on glucose. Your muscles store it as glycogen to power exercise. 1 gram of carbohydrate delivers 4 calories. Fats are a denser fuel source at 9 calories per gram. They support sustained low to moderate intensity activity and are critical for absorbing fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Fats also serve as the raw material for steroid hormones including testosterone and estrogen. Neither macronutrient is optional. Your body needs both. The war on fat in the 1980s and 1990s drove people toward low-fat products that were loaded with sugar instead. Obesity rates rose anyway. Then came the war on carbohydrates in the 2000s, with similar results. Both campaigns missed the real issue. The problem was never the macronutrient itself. The problem was total energy intake and food quality. Highly processed foods are engineered to make overeating easy. They combine fat and refined carbohydrates in ratios that bypass your hunger signals. This is the actual issue. Within carbohydrates, quality matters enormously. Refined carbohydrates like white bread, sugary drinks, and processed snacks cause rapid spikes in blood glucose followed by crashes that drive hunger. Whole food carbohydrates like oats, sweet potatoes, legumes, and fruit come packaged with fiber, vitamins, and minerals that slow digestion and support steady energy. Within fats, the type matters. Unsaturated fats found in olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fatty fish are well supported by research for cardiovascular and metabolic health. Saturated fats from red meat and dairy are not the poison they were once portrayed as, but the evidence still suggests keeping them moderate. Trans fats from partially hydrogenated oils are genuinely harmful and should be minimized. For practical allocation, a good default is to get 45 to 65% of your calories from carbohydrates, 20 to 35% from fat, and the remainder from protein. Adjust based on your activity level. Athletes doing high-intensity training need more carbohydrates. People in sedentary roles may find lower carbohydrate intake works better for appetite control. Micronutrients are the vitamins and minerals your body needs in small amounts to function. The word micro does not mean unimportant. It refers to the quantity required, not the significance. Deficiencies in micronutrients can silently undermine health for years before any obvious symptoms appear. There are 2 categories. Vitamins are organic compounds your body cannot produce in sufficient quantities. They divide into 2 groups. Fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, are stored in body fat and liver tissue. Because they accumulate, excessive supplementation can reach toxic levels. Water-soluble vitamins, the 8B vitamins and vitamin C, are not stored in large amounts and must be replenished regularly through food. Minerals are inorganic elements that come from soil and water and make their way into your food. Major minerals needed in larger amounts include calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. Trace minerals needed in smaller amounts include iron, zinc, iodine, selenium, and manganese. Each mineral plays specific structural and functional roles. Calcium and phosphorus form bone tissue. Iron carries oxygen in red blood cells. Zinc is required for immune function and wound healing. Magnesium participates in over 300 enzymatic reactions including energy production. Iodine is essential for thyroid hormones that regulate metabolism. Vitamin D deficiency is among the most common in the world, affecting roughly 1 billion people. It regulates calcium absorption, supports immune function, and plays a role in mood regulation. Most people in northern latitudes or who spend limited time outdoors have insufficient levels. Iron deficiency is the most widespread nutritional deficiency globally. It affects approximately 2 billion people and is the leading cause of anemia. Women of reproductive age, vegetarians, and endurance athletes are at highest risk. Vitamin B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products. People eating plant-based diets need to supplement it or consume fortified foods. The most reliable strategy for covering your micronutrient needs is eating a varied diet built around whole foods. Each color of vegetable and fruit corresponds to different phytonutrients and micronutrient profiles. Eating across the color spectrum, dark leafy greens, orange and yellow vegetables, red berries, purple foods, provides broad coverage. Aim for at least 5 servings of vegetables and fruit daily. Legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains fill in the mineral gaps. Where diet consistently falls short, targeted supplementation makes sense. Vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids are the 3 most commonly deficient nutrients in Western diets where supplementation is frequently justified. But supplements work best as insurance, not as replacements for a weak diet. Understanding nutrition and applying nutrition are 2 completely different problems. The gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it is where most nutrition plans collapse. Let us talk about what actually bridges that gap. Consistency is the single most important variable in nutrition outcomes. A slightly suboptimal diet followed consistently for 6 months will outperform a perfect diet followed for 3 weeks. This is not motivational talk. It is math. Results come from accumulated effort over time, not from a perfect week. Sleep is one of the most underrated factors in nutrition. Chronic sleep deprivation, meaning less than 7 hours per night, measurably increases levels of ghrelin, the hunger hormone, while decreasing leptin, the satiety hormone. The result is that you feel hungrier with less ability to recognize fullness. Studies show that sleep-deprived individuals consume on average 300 to 500 additional calories per day compared to well-rested individuals, without realizing it. Fixing sleep quality has a direct and significant impact on appetite control and food choices. Stress affects eating behavior through similar hormonal pathways. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, drives preference for high-calorie, high-fat, high-sugar foods. It also promotes fat storage, particularly around the abdomen. Managing stress is not just about mental health, it is a nutritional intervention. Meal timing gets far more attention than it deserves. There is modest evidence that eating earlier in the day aligns better with metabolic rhythms. There is evidence that very late-night eating can impair sleep quality and metabolic function. But these effects are small compared to the impact of total daily intake and food quality. Do not restructure your entire eating schedule based on meal timing research until the bigger variables are handled first. Environment shapes behavior more reliably than willpower. The foods that are easiest to reach are the foods you will eat. Stock your kitchen with the foods you want to eat more of and make the foods you want to eat less of harder to access. Prepare meals in advance when you can. Have portable protein-rich options available for busy days. Reduce the number of decisions you need to make while hungry. The goal is not perfection. The goal is a system that keeps working on your worst day, not just your best day. Build that system and your nutrition handles itself. Let us bring this together. 5 fundamentals. First, calories control body weight. Energy in versus energy out is the governing rule. No diet, strategy, or food combination overrides it. Get this right before anything else. Second, protein supports muscle, reduces hunger, and makes weight management significantly easier. Hit 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight daily. Put protein in every meal. Third, balance carbohydrates and fats to match your activity level. Choose whole food versions of both. Avoid the moralizing. Think in energy, quality, and amount. Fourth, eat a wide variety of whole foods to cover your micronutrient needs. Aim for at least 5 servings of vegetables and fruit daily. Where gaps exist, supplement strategically, not reflexively. Fifth, build habits that fit your real life. Prioritize sleep. Manage stress. Design your environment for success. And choose consistency over perfection every single time. If you understand these 5 fundamentals, you are already ahead of most nutrition content you will ever encounter. This is the framework. Everything else is a detail. Next, we go deep on protein. How much you actually need based on the latest research. The best sources ranked. And the most common mistakes that keep people from hitting their protein targets. That video picks up exactly where this one ends.